Stop number 27 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Darlington, South Carolina. And if you haven't noticed one thing, we are under the lights today here at Darlington. Yep, this is the Darlington 05 night version. That's what we're using here today. And today we're here for the running of the Mountain Dew Southern 500 for today's running of this event. 37 laps of distance here today. This is the second trip to Darlington. I got ripped a little bit on the in-game version of Darlington the last time, so we're going to try this version out. And like I said, I do not know a darn thing about track I&I, so yeah. So anyway, let's get the starting line for today's running of this event here at Darlington. 37 laps of distance here today. On the pole, it's the number 88 Quality Care Ford Thunderbird of Keith Batson. He's on the pole for today's event at 180 miles per hour. He'll be alongside the number 28 Texaco Haviland Ford of Johnny Gardner. He's on the outside. Row 2 has the man going for the Darlington sweep, Joshua Osborne. He won this track on the first visit. Also won the second stop at Michigan this season. He'll be alongside the number 2 Miller Genuine Drab Ford of Dylan Young. He won twice also this season at Kentucky and Rockingham. Row 3 is Kyle Matthews, number 42 Melly Yellow Pontiac. He's won twice this season as well, winning at Martinsville and California this season. He'll be alongside Nick Johnson, the Phillips 66 Trop Arctic Pontiac. Here, row 4, has Michael Norman, number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. And beside him will be John Arndt of Valvoline Ford, car number 6, the winner of the All-Star race this season. Row 5, Joshua Sakuli, the number 12 Ray Bestis Buick. He'll be alongside Amari Soderberg Jr., number 68 Country Time Oldsmobile. Here and finished second at Michigan. Row 6 has Jonathan Zorla, number 71 Lifeboy Chevrolet. And he'll be alongside Seth Cole, number 52 Alka-Seltzer Pontiac. Row 7 has Jeremy Jones, number 14 Copenhagen Oldsmobile. And beside him, Chelsea Bowles, the winner at Indianapolis in the Brickyard 400, number 26 Quaker State Buick. Closed up a lot of points on the leader, Jessica Shelton, who, by the way, starts back in the back. Because that Darlington track hates her, I might add. The number 99 Exide Batteries Ford of Levi McIntyre has the inside of the 8th row. Here he's won twice this season at Dover and also the 400 at Daytona. And then Sky Cummins, number 22 Maxwell House Ford, has alongside of him. Row 9 has Benjamin Miles, number 27 Kodiak Pontiac, and beside him will be the number 4 Crab Ford, car number 15 of Matt Delio. Row 10 has Cole Baker, the Valvoline Pontiac, car 75, winner this season at Atlanta, and Jesse Turner, winner this season at the first Pocono event, the number 94 Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile. Then it's Chris Dodd inside of the 11th row, the number 8 Snickers Buick, winner of the Daytona 500, and also at Talladega this season. And Ryan George, North Wilkesboro winner, and the Pennzoil Pontiac, car number 30. Then it's Dawson Wise, number 18 Interstate Battery Chevrolet. He'll be won this season at Las Vegas. And the winner of the second Pocono event, Zach Winkle, the number 11 Budweiser Ford. Then it's Daniel Olson, number 25 Kodiak Chevrolet on the inside of the next row down. He'll be flanked by Joshua Collard and the King Richard Petty 43, the STP Pontiac. Then it's Quentin Moore, the winner of the first Michigan race, the Citgo Ford, car number 21. He'll be alongside the number 29 Hardee's Oldsmobile as Zachary Fitzwater. Next row down, Cole Diva, the Xerox Antifreeze Ford, car number 7. Has the inside, and on the outside of him will be John Gilbert, the number 33 Skull Bandit Oldsmobile. And there's where Jessica Shelton starts, the number 9 Coors Melling Ford. She starts inside of the 16th row, starting 31st in the field. Got a long way to go, and of course Melling Ford had a little bit of bad luck at Bristol, the last stop in the tour. And Charles Sanford, the number 24 DuPont Chevrolet, is on the outside, is alongside Shelton. Sanford won the day race at Bristol. Shelton won at Sonoma. Then it's Chris Dallerton.
Start those engines!
Next, as we begin our engines, Chris Dallerton is the inside of the next row down, number 55 Skull Classic Crown Oldsmobile, winner this season at Riverside and Watkins Glen. Both of them are on road courses. He'll be flanked by the number 1 Skull Classic Oldsmobile of Trent Dunham for Sega Motorsports. There's the rest of the field. As we do a little quick rundown, there you see Dalton Day anchoring the field in a 20 car. The winner at Yasmin Circuit. You also saw Cab Shear back in the back. And the number 57 Ketchup Mobile. Winner at twice this season as well. Keith Batson and Johnny Gardner in all Ford front row here today. In fact, 3 of the top 5 qualifiers were all Fords. Dylan Young being the other one. As the green flag waves for the first, as the green flag waves, and the Southern 500 is on. Let's hope this track provides better racing than the in-game version did, or else because I really do not want to get ripped again. Oh boy. Joshua Osborne diving inside of Johnny Gardner for second position as he'll take it. Here, Kyle Matthews to the inside. He'll take third as Osborne goes inside of Batson for the lead. But Batson leads the first lap here at 155 miles an hour. Gardner, or I should say Osborne goes inside. Batson takes the high line. Osborne on the inside lane. Several cars not quite scraping the wall coming out of turn 2. And Osborne will take the lead with Kyle Matthews now right behind him in second position. Now Matthews wants the lead. Joshua Collard saw him in the STP car get off the wall. Lap speeds usually at common will be about over 170 miles per hour. Matthews diving to the inside lane. Here comes Michael Norman trying to shove Matthews up through the field in car number 42. Osborne to the high side loses the lead. Now Matthews takes it. Third leader of the day here at Darlington. Long race, 37 laps the distance of this Mountain Dew Southern 500. Now Michael Norman now wants to be the fourth leader of the race. Joshua Sekuli right there behind him in 12. Actually, Sekuli wants to go with, but he didn't know who he wanted to go with. He goes with Norman this time. Norman goes by for the lead. Now Sekuli wants it through turn number 4. And Michael Norman takes the lead here with Joshua Sekuli second. Third is now Jonathan Zorlin in car 71. Jeremy Jones in the fourth position, and AJ Foyt's number 14. That's an Oldsmobile he's driving. And now Sekuli goes inside. He wants to take the lead from Norman, and he's got it. And oh, we got problems coming out of turn number 4. And I think I saw the second place on the points. Chelsea Bowles crash. In fact, she did spin. Kev Shear's involved in the crash. Charles Sanford's in the crash. not Michael Norman. Dylan Poteet. Zachary Fitzwater's in it. Paul Minnick's in it. Collard. Gilbert. And that 26 car scraped up a bunch here. And we remember last week at Bristol, Chelsea Bowles got the luck when Jessica Shelton crashed. And now the pendulum swings to Shelton's favor now, and now Bowles is the one who crashed. Take a look again. So what happened? And ironically enough, Bowles was on the outside of Shelton when this happened too. So they could have. So we almost had the top 2 in the points take each other out. She goes right into the 22 car of Sky Commons. She'll go in. She'll take the 4 car of Paul Minnick with her, and they go to the inside lane. Meanwhile, the rest of the field, they just scatter all over the place. And if there's anybody who did some good driving, it was the 1 car of Trent Dunham and the 20 of Dalton Day. They both made it through. Collard and Gilbert actually made it through the crash. But yeah, Kev Shear slams right into the car of Zachary Fitzwater. Let's take a look at what happened again right there. The first caution of the day coming on lap number 5, by the way. Remember we had a six caution marathon at Bristol, the last stop on the tour. There's where the whole field kind of scattered right through there. And Kev Shear looked like he was going to follow Dalton Day and just make it through here. Actually, no, my mistake on Collard and Dunham. They both actually were hit in the crash, as a matter of fact. Here, John Gilbert made it through. Ryan George, I think, made it through in the 30 car. And then Shear slams right into the 29 of Fitzwater and just nowhere for a lot of these guys to go. Kev Shear coming down pit road to make his pit stop as they try to repair the damage on the number 57 Pontiac. And he is actually back out on the racetrack. So the green flag will fly for the first time on lap number 10. Or for the first restart, I should say, on lap number 10. Joshua Sekuli leads the race. Second is Michael Norman. Third position, Jonathan Zorlin. Fourth is Jeremy Jones. Fifth position is Levi McIntyre. Sixth, Kyle Matthews. The seventh position is Benjamin Miles. Eighth, Joshua Osborne. Ninth is Chris Dodd. 10th is Cole Baker. Dawson Wise 11th. 12th, Keith Batson. 13th, Daniel Olson. 14th, Johnny Gardner. 15th is Quentin Moore. 16th is Dylan Young. 17th, Nick Johnson. 18th is Zach Winkle. 19th, John Arndt. And 20th is Cole Deaver. And right now, the 26th of Chelsea Bowles, she's running right now in the 30th position. Jessica Shelton just ahead of her in 25th at the moment. So Jess has made it a little bit on the field. So the green flag will wave once again on lap number 10. Single file restart here at Darlington. Michael Norman trying to be the first one to make a move to the inside lane, and he'll make the move on Sekuli to try to take that number one spot away. Who leads this lap? Sekuli does. And now Jeremy Jones goes inside for the third spot on Jonathan Zorn, maybe second inside of the 12 of Joshua Sekuli. And you got a couple of veterans right there. In fact, both of them from the state of Ohio, Levi McIntyre and Kyle Matthews, diving in the inside lane. Two proud Buckeyes to the field, and both running very strong here today. Matthews has won twice, and so has McIntyre this season. Going inside goes Jeremy Jones, and he'll take the lead from... What? Apologies here. My dad and I are talking, by the way, and we're experiencing some technical difficulties in the booth. Technical difficulties has been solved, and just in time, the yellow flag is flown for the second time here today. Paul Minnick, we saw he and Joshua Collard crash, and while before all that was happening, we saw a great battle for the lead here happening earlier in this race here, with Kyle Matthews, Daniel Olson, and several others battling it out, and we saw Olson get spun as well, coming across the start-finish line. So result right now, Kyle Matthews is the leader of the race in car number 42. But yeah, my dad came in the room and he and I were just talking. That's why I said there was technical difficulties, and the reason why I wasn't talking for a while. Let's look what happened with Olson. Matthews made a 3 wide between he, Olson, and Dawson Wise. Collard, and by that point we saw Collard, Seth Cole, and Dalton Day. There's where Dawson Wise and Daniel Olson get spun right here. Benjamin Miles gets a piece of the crash here. Here comes, wow, a lot of the ones on the outside lane, they were going up the uphill. Oh gosh, how Dylan Young and Cole Deaver missed a crash was beyond me. Johnny Gardner gets into a crash. Oh no. The top 2 now on the points have crashed. Jess is going to kill me again. Yep, and Shelton this time is the one who... Shelton this time rear ends Nick Johnson in 66. And let's look at what happened to cost the yellow. And there was actually a similar deal that happened. And there was another deal that happened just coming out of turn 4 at the same time that the whole Holocaust happened. And it looked to me like it was Seth Cole and Joshua Sakuli that spun. Now watch this. Seth gets loose, gets into Sakuli. Dalton Day gets into Sakuli's car. And just like we saw with the crash up front, though, the hole closed up. And whoa, Seth just about hit his buddy Trent Dunham. And then there's where Paul Minnick and Dylan Potey to get together and watch Minnick and Collard both synchronized barrel rolling for the 4 and the 43. Ryan George gets into the crash. John Gilbert just misses him. And same with the 26 of Chelsea Bowl, second place runner in the points. I don't know now with Shelton's problems. Chelsea could be the points leader after this race maybe. It's by her problems. But bad crash for the 4 and the 43 both. And I think, and poor Dylan Potey, if there's anybody's got bad luck this season, it's him. The season 1 champion of the series, and I really, like I said, personally for him, I do not hate this for him, truthfully. One of the real veterans in NR 2003 competition, especially in the NNSCRA, as well as among a few other series, but And so the man who runs the Mountain Dew Racing Series is out of the race here, and so too is Shelton for the second race in a row, and Chelsea Bowles is going to be licking her chops right now because that's going to mean she's maybe on the cusp of taking the points lead from Shelton after this, and Shelton had almost a 200-point lead coming into Bristol, believe it or not. And now Bristol and Darlington has basically chewed her up and spit her out, and so Shelton, Minnick, Winkle, Potee, Collard, and Fitzwater are all out of the race, though. So Shelton's going to finish 36th in this race. Like I said, she's going to kill me for this, too. And Chelsea Bowles right now runs in 30th position. So, and Chelsea Bowles closed the lead to within 100 points. After Bristol, where Shelton finished dead last, and Bowles finished the race, I believe, in 5th position. So, that was a bunch of points that Chelsea Bowles gained right there. Kyle Matthews, he could make a big points harvest himself if he holds on to win this race at Darlington. However, though, as the Meliella Pontiac leads the field for green flag, Benjamin Miles runs second, Michael Norman third, Quentin Moore fourth, fifth is Dawson Wise, sixth is Chris Dodd, Joshua Osborne seventh, Dylan Young eighth, ninth is Cole Deaver, and then 10th is Jonathan Zorlin. The green flag is out on lap 25. Second caution of the day. Like I said, during the technical difficulties part, we saw some great racing for the lead between Michael Norman, Kyle Matthews, Joshua Osborne, Daniel Olson, Dawson Wise. All those guys, they were switching that lead back and forth very, very well. Matthews has the lead. Here comes Michael Norman for second position. Norman looking for his first win of the season. This is his last season driving in the NNSCRA. He still hopes he's not going away completely. He'll be owning a team of some sorts. We'll see when 2017 happens. Norman, like Levi McIntyre, a huge racing and wrestling fan. And here comes Norman going to the inside of the racetrack on Matthews. A slow side draft going on turn number 1. Dawson Weiss goes inside, tries to take third position. He'll try to take second now from Matthews as they come out of turn number 2. A pair of green cars going on, actually green and black. Both of them, Wise's green and black scheme kind of reverses from Matthews's. And Chris Dodd looking for his third win of the season, though he won at Talladega and the Daytona 500. He's won one of the crown jewel events in stock car racing. He hopes to get another one here in the Southern 500 at Darlington here tonight. And here comes the two of Dylan Young. Dylan Young's been solid on the has been solid on the intermediate tracks this season. He won at Rockingham and also won at Kentucky. And here comes the 18 of Dawson Weiss to the inside lane. He's going for the lead on the 3 car. This kind of puts you back to the 1993 Daytona 500, though, and Earnhardt and Dale Jarrett battled it out. Seeing the 3 and the 18 go at it. I could say Earnhardt and Bobby Labonte in Atlanta in 2000, but they were driving Monte Carlos by then, or actually Bobby was driving a Pontiac. And now Chris Dodd goes for the lead, and he's got it now with the help of Dylan Young and the 8 and the 7 car, Cole Deaver, as they go to the inside lane. Now Young wants to go for the number 1 spot himself. On board Dylan Young's car number 2. He sees nothing at the moment, as Young has taken the lead here at Darlington. See how fast he goes coming out of turn number 2 at 175 miles per hour down this corner of the track. And we already have now it'll be 6 laps to go this time by. Now Cole Deaver wants to lead. He's got Matthews right behind him. Deaver peeks ahead in the 7 car. He's got it. And look, and where did Chris Darlington come from in the 55 car? He's up the 4th position. Now here comes McIntyre going for the number 4 spot. And McIntyre once more as he's hooked up with his Ohio buddy, Kyle Matthews. In that 42 car, JT Bryant, we haven't talked about him at all today. He's up to the top 5 now. In that 10 machine, Cole Baker, he's up there suddenly at the mix. And now you got the 2 Buckeyes, Matthews and McIntyre, out in front. But here comes Levi McIntyre. He's won another one of the Crown Jewel races, the Pepsi 400 down in Daytona, the night race over there. And remember, going into the season, McIntyre's only won twice in his Castrol GTX Cup Series career. Season 11 Homestead and last season at Kansas. Now he's got 4 wins overall, and he wants to go for a 3rd this season and 5th overall. And McIntyre said about his team, about the mention of having Rockin' Wrestling Racing as his team name, he said he's no Hulk Hogan, but it does fit very well. But McIntyre now loses the lead now to JT Bryant. He's got Cole Baker right behind him. And now here comes the 55 car of Chris Darlington. He wants to go for the win himself, as we have now 3 laps to go in this race. And here comes Baker again in the 75. He's got the 55 car, Darlington, right behind him now. Now what's Darlington going to do? They're side by side through the 3rd and 4th turns now. 55 of Darlington, 75 of Baker, looking for his 2nd win of the season. Here, Darlington looking for his 3rd of the season and 1st on an oval. Remember, both of his wins have been on road courses at Watkins Glen and Riverside. Darlington in the inside lane. Jesse Turner, he's also looking for his 2nd win of the season. He won the first stop at Pocono. Darlington throws the block as they all see the white flag next time by. Here comes Darlington to the inside. White flag waves. 1 lap to go in the Mountain Dew Southern 500. Here comes Darlington to the inside. He's got Turner shoving him. Darlington to the lead. Can Chris Darlington hold them all off? Oldsmobile 1, 2, and 3. Could it finish this way? Turner dives to the inside lane. Here comes Turner, dives to the inside of Darlington, side by side. Turner does not have enough horsepower. Chris Darlington wins the Mountain Dew Southern 500. And the top 3 finishers are all Oldsmobile. 55, 94, and 68. Amari Stoudemire Jr., where did he come from? Finishing in 3rd position. Jesse Turner coming on in 2nd position, but today, Chris Darlington, his 3rd win of the season. In car 55, the Skull Crown Oldsmobile has pulled it off. Zed Weinstein, we haven't talked about him at all today. He comes up in 4th position. Good run for the J.D. McDuffie team, the 70 car. Keith Batson, the pole sitter, ends up finishing in 5th position. Cole Baker 6th. Levi McIntyre 7th. 8th position was JT Bryant. Matt Dalio, he comes on a solid 9th. And 10th position to Jonathan Zorlin. Average speed 111.789. Excuse me. Great race here today, and boy, Chris Darlington, I thought Chris Darlington must have thought his goose was cooked when Turner made the move coming out of turn 4, though, but it was not quite enough. 11th position goes to Quentin Moore, 12th Dawson Wise, 13th Jeremy Jones, Dylan Young, and Kyle Matthews. They were both up in the top 10 in the late laps, but got shuffled back. Dylan Young 14th, Kyle Matthews 15th. Benjamin Miles 16th in this race here. Cole Deaver 17th. 18th Joshua Osborne. 19th Andrew Perry. 20th Trent Dunham. Moving back there, Michael Norman, who's up in front for quite a bit there today. He got shuffled back to 21st, 22nd Chris Dodd, 23rd, John Arndt, John Gilbert 24th, Charles Sanford 25th. Chelsea Bowles matches her car number, finishing 26th. And so she is going to gain quite a bit more points on the leader, Jessica Shelton, if not possibly to the championship lead. We'll find out what the points are distributed at the end of this video. Seth Colvin finishes in 27th position, 28th Sky Cummins, 29th Dalton Day, 30th was Ryan George, Kev Shearer, 31st. Nick Johnson, Daniel Olson, and Joshua Zakuli and Johnny Gardner were the last of the finishers here. Johnny Gardner got shoveled back quite a bit after being involved in an altercation himself. He started outside pole and ends up in 35th position. Cars out of the race, Jessica Shelton, Paul Minnick, Zach Winkle, Dylan Poteet, Joshua Collard, and Zachary Fitzwater. Like I said, I talk about Shelton a lot, though sometimes, which I really should be fair to everybody else, and I feel like I am, but anyway. But the two of the veterans I do really feel for this season, Dylan Poteet and Joshua Collard, they have not had much luck at all this season. And but hopefully for them they'll get their luck turned around in the final few races of the season. So stop 28 on the season will be at Richmond, Virginia, in the running of the Toyota Care 400. For that race here, again, our congratulations to Chris Darlington, winning his third race of the season, his first in an oval, winning the Mountain Dew Southern 500 here at Darlington, South Carolina, in a tremendous race over there. And we did. I think this version may be a keeper for future seasons in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. You never know what you'll find on this channel in our races, gaming videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA, Seth Cole, desires on this channel. We may surprise you for this season as well. So until then, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA, celebrating 5 years of offline racing at its best.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?